First things first, I always start with this. For me, I'm big on personal and professional development. This is 80–90% of it for me, because the business systems are around you. You can take the action, but first you've got to get this right. You've got to get clear about what your higher goals are here. Now, when I was thinking about this, I was thinking, wow, here I am, I'm in the desert. What's my highest goal? Well, for me, it's to get back to my family, right? So literally, you've got to sort of think about what are you prepared to do to get so far out of your comfort zone to achieve whatever that higher goal is. So for me, it's family. Get clear about your immediate objectives. Okay, we've got a task to achieve here. We've got to make 10 grand in 10 days. So we can't subrogate the achievement of the higher goal to the immediate objectives, so they've got to be in alignment. You've got to think about that. You've got to acknowledge in advance there's going to be problems. This is the biggest issue a lot of people have. When they hit little roadblocks along the way, they give up. But if you sort of make a pre-commitment that you're not going to give up and acknowledge that there's going to be problems along the way, then you've already made that decision not to give up. It's a pre-commitment that you make to yourself. All right? So right up front, guys, let's get real. You're going to be building a business here. It's not going to be easy street. All right? There's going to be obstacles, but we're going to overcome them. Now, Matt mentioned you've got no assets. Beg to differ. This is an asset, right? Natural gifts and talents that you can leverage. But everyone has them, but most people aren't prepared to deploy them because they let fear and doubt get in the way. So you've got assets, you've got to recognise what they are, you've got to recognise what your strengths are. There's a couple of assets in this scenario. Your immediate asset is the fact that you're in this business system and you're positioned at platinum. Leverage is your greatest asset. Strengths, internal strengths, fortitude to get the job done, okay? Leverage your assets and play to your strengths, particularly in this scenario. Think about what you actually would literally do if you're in the desert, right? You'd have to stock take, you'd have to figure out what assets you had. The water bottle, the ability to capture condensation, to dig, to create shade, whatever it is. What are those sort of equivalent things in the business that you're going to have to deal with? You've got some assets, and play to your strengths always. Everyone in this room has a God-given strength that they should play to, right? I'm not a natural marketer, but I love speaking. So I'm going to play to my strength in this scenario. So I'm going to be talking about getting on the phone and making it happen. Who are usually the highest paid people in the world? Who? Phone salespeople. Phone salespeople. You get the best and the brightest in the room, 100 people, and I bet you they're the top 10 income earners, right? So that may be one thing that everyone here needs to think about. Not necessarily absolutely important, but in this scenario, you'll see why. Lastly, you have to take massive action. We've got 10 days to do this. Procrastination cannot set in. You literally need to take this today and implement it tomorrow and see what happens 2 weeks from now. Okay? Massive action.